Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast Wrestling Edition. Today, we are going to be doing our Royal Rumble preview for the Royal Rumble that's coming up January 29th, a Saturday, 2022. And you know, when we do a big pay-per-view, we have to have more than the wrestling expert, Jacob Mason. We also have to have the captain, Byron Mitchell. How are you guys doing today?
I'm great. I'm doing hella good. How are you boys?
In regards to the day, I'm good. In regards to WWE, well, we're gonna see.
And this is actually our big. This is actually technically our first current wrestling podcast of 2022. By the time you listen to this will probably be out. Jacob and I did the fan request for Wrestlemania 7. We did do that, and also, if you didn't care for Wrestlemania 7, still listen to it, because me and Jacob really actually picked the parallels of, oh, this wouldn't work then, or oh, we wish this was back then. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff me and Jacob really dived into and have been talking about potentially making that a new series on the L7C podcast where we review old pay-per-views and compare them to modern day stuff.
Hashtag do it for Nick.
Do it for Nick. But let's talk about the Royal Rumble. It's, again, January 29th, St. Louis, Missouri, the Dome at America Center. The promotional picture has Brock, Big E, Becky, Roman, and Bianca Belair. Then you have like the Rumble stuff underneath it. And I mean, guys, the Royal Rumble does kick off not just the road to WrestleMania, but like the wrestling year in general. And the Royal Rumble match, I know I say it every year, is one of my favorite matches because it's hard to pick a winner.
Yeah, especially this year when everyone keeps getting fired.
I don't know. It's pretty easy if you're Vince McMahon. You can pick winners pretty much every year. It's hard for the casuals.
That's true. That's true. It's hard, but it's also harder for the betting WWE person, because this is where Royal Rumble's a lot of bets, and I had the betting odds for some of the stuff too. But let's dive into some of these matches before we do the men and women's Royal Rumble. So let's start off with the easiest one on the card. The champ, Becky Lynch, versus Doudrop, a.k.a. now the new Nia Jax. She's filled in the role as the bigger woman. Like, as soon as Nia got fired, they made Doudrop the new Nia.
Well, I don't know how to argue with that.
But this should, Byron, this is your girl. This should be a cakewalk.
This should be a cakewalk. No offense to Doudrop, aka Piper Niven, should have never changed her name. Becky is gonna win. I don't see Doudrop being a threat to Becky's title. It's just one of those transitional matches until we can get Becky to WrestleMania.
Jacob, what do you got for this one?
I got nothing to add on to what Byron said. I mean, if there's no way Doudrop's winning, so Becky, I guess.
Yeah.
The fans lose. How about that?
Yeah, that one's nice and easy. Let's go to this next one. We got the couples wrestling. We got Edge and Beth Phoenix teaming up. I think this is the first time ever they've teamed up.
Correct.
Especially married. Versus the Miz and Maurice mixed tag team match. I mean, ever since Edge has come back, he has been around. Like, that's undeniable. And he's done the favors for every feud he's been in. And then you got the Miz coming hot off of Dancing with the Stars. Obviously, they talk about Miz and Maurice, their show on USA. And you got Beth Phoenix, who hasn't wrestled in a while, and she's coming out looking like the Incredible freaking Hulk, just looking mean and ready to destroy. Jacob, who do you have in this match?
I think it's gonna be Edge and Beth Phoenix. I want the Miz and Maurice to go over, to be completely honest, but I think it's going to be Edge and Beth. And basically, I think it's just going to put over time until Edge does something cool at Mania, I imagine.
Byron, who do you got in this one?
This one's toss up. I don't know which way Vince wants to go because seems like he's pushing Edge ever since he came back and entered the Rumble last year. So he's won a couple matches in his feud, but ultimately, like Seth Rollins ended up winning. So eventually, I feel like Miz is going to end up winning this feud. So I think they'll have Miz win, so they can have that rubber match, where it's a single match between Edge and Miz. So I'm going to pick Miz and Maurice, and hopefully Maurice, will shine since we haven't seen her wrestle since like WrestleMania 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's this one's interesting too, like you just said, Byron, because if they want to have a rubber match at WrestleMania, Miz has to win now.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see something where Maurice interfered, like, I don't know if you call it interference, but like Edge hits Miz with the spear, Maurice tries to get in the way, Beth Phoenix hits, is it the Glamma? What is her finishing move? The Glammas? I know that's her nickname, the Glamma.
Glam Slam.
Glam Slam. And then Miz hits a thing to win. So I'm gonna go upset. I'm gonna go Miz and Maurice, and then they have a blowout match at WrestleMania. And this card also, guys, we are recording pretty. I mean, they can still add some matches, but these are going to be the main matches that we're going to be talking. They're going to be doing. So if they add some small thing, then you'll hear it on our review podcast. Next up, let's see, where do we want to go? First time, we can go the first time ever match. You have Bobby Lashley with MVP versus Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. Byron already knows, upset how this match went down. Obviously, everyone has been wanting to see Bobby and Brock for years. It's just Byron has a problem with how we got to this, because we could have gotten this a whole different other way, but we are here right now. And honestly, Byron, I don't know the direction that they're going to take with Lesnar. Typically, Lesnar does the favor at WrestleMania for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And then he actually, if you look at his Royal Rumble matches, have been really good Royal Rumble matches.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, unless he's going to be out of WrestleMania. Like, we don't know. Like, we don't know what's going on. But I think this fight is going to be hard hitting. I am going to take Brock just because I think he's going to do the favors for someone at WrestleMania. But I wouldn't be surprised. He's been doing really well as a face, and I wouldn't be surprised if he drops the title. Byron?
Yes, I am highly upset the way this match went down. There is no way that Big E should have lost his title this soon. I think he only had, outside of this match, I think he only had one title defense, and I think that was against Bobby after he got it from Bobby. So he's only had one successful title defense and then lost to Brock Lesnar off of one freaking F5. Way to make your champion look strong. And then after the match, there's a picture that came out where Big E was just sitting there on the side of the ring. Every time I see that picture, I get upset because my man was hurt and it just shouldn't have been done, even though there's rumors that came out that Big E was losing his title anyway. Whatever, I don't think he should have lost to Brock Lesnar. There was no way he should have lost to Brock Lesnar once Brock Lesnar was in a feud with Roman Reigns. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's Vince logic. I'm still upset. I canceled the Peacock network off of it because I was upset. But like years ago, they could have did Brock and Bobby. Like, they didn't need to screw over another champion to do this match. However, like you said, it is going to be hard hitting. It's going to be an exciting match, but I don't think Brock is going to lose to Bobby, so I'm going to pick Brock as well.
Byron, Big E's title reign was actually 110 days.
It didn't feel like it.
It started in September. Like, if you think of it from that, I mean, he wasn't going to go a year.
Why not?
I just felt like he wasn't be someone they were going to go a year with. I honestly, which I might be showing my hand. I thought by the end of 2022, no joke, I thought Omos was going to be champion by mid 2022.
That's a bold statement, sir.
That is a bold statement, sir.
Vince likes some big.
Yeah.
And Undertaker gave probably the greatest compliment you could give someone. He said there'll never be another Andre the Giant. But if someone would be, it'd be Omos. The dude's over with the big guns.
Yeah, I just need to see him in a singles match before I can say, yeah, he's the face of the
No, here's the deal. It's not that you need to see him in a singles match because they're going to put him in a singles match here with AJ. The thing is,
AJ's going to make him look really good. He needs
to be in a singles match with, I don't know. He needs to be in a singles match with like an insane low card person. And like let that person drag down to Omos and see how Omos does when he's put in like deep waters by like a shitty wrestler and not have a good wrestler carry him the whole match where he has to carry somebody. That'll be interesting.
That's true. That is a good point.
It'll be interesting, but I just look back and thinking of his title reign of like Big E's title reign of 110 days. And like I understand the emotion, and now like doing these podcasts, like look at all this stuff. Just think about it from this. Big E's title reign was longer than Drew McIntyre's title reign.
Was it?
The last title reign Drew had November 16th, 2020 to February 21st, 2021. 96 days. Big E's was September 13th. January 1st to January 1st. That was 110 days.
What about Drew's first reign? Because that was long.
I will get you that number because
that was during the pandemic, and he was pretty much carrying the whole company through the.
Ain't that the truth?
Entire pandemic.
So yeah, that's true. The first one, yeah, his second reign was 96. His first one was 202. Bobby Lashley's one was 195. So I remember Big E, which I don't even see. I think the way Big E won it was bad, and the way he lost it was bad. Because the way he won it, I get it, because they were trying to get Monday Night Football views away. Like, I'm cashing in today. And I was like, I get it. So you get people to turn in because everyone wants to see Big E go over. But that takes away from the suspense of like a cash in. And I will say that Big E was a good champion. Like he got a lot more media attention than he's ever gotten as champ.
I will agree with that. He did do a lot of stuff outside of WWE as champion. But I don't know if it was on Ringside News or some random Twitter post I saw that Big E came out and said that he was disappointed in his title run.
Oh, yeah. And that's one of those things, like, was he disappointed that it ended? Was it disappointing how it was treated? Like, did he want more? Like, did he want to wrestle other people? Like, those are things, too. And it's crazy, too, because I get with the Brock Lesnar thing, too. Like, dude wasn't even supposed to be in that match.
Right.
Because Roman got COVID. And then Seth was going to beat Big E. Like, that's already been, like, out, leaked, confirmed. So it was gonna, and then they like, all right, we're going to change it from Seth to Brock. But then Brock is still going to feud with Roman in a way on SmackDown, which makes me think that this title reign of his is not that long. But then now they have Seth wrestling. It's crazy because I feel like in some way WrestleMania is still going to be like Brock, Roman, Drew in a triple threat. I really do. I mean, that's what I said last time. And then I think that Big E and like Seth would be fighting for the title. So I don't know. But Jacob, what are you thinking about this Brock Bobby Lashley fight? Like everyone's been wanting this for years. What are you thinking?
Yeah, everyone's wanted this for years. The problem is with this match, one of the many problems, there's a lot of problems leading into this, is I don't know, it's 14 years late, 15 years late. Probably this really would have really been big. This could have headlined WrestleMania super easily at one point. Now it's just like, oh, okay. Like, thanks for giving us the match like we wanted, but 8,000 years later, like I'm not looking like it's just a match to me. But I hate the way they did the freaking Hurt Business. That's what I'm upset about. The freaking Hurt Business. Poor Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Those poor dudes absolutely got shit canned by Bobby Lashley, not once but twice. Poor guy. So that sucks. I agree with Byron though. I think Big E had so much good exposure outside of WWE when he was champion. Like I popped so hard for when Big E did the intros for Tyson Fury versus what the hell is his name?
Deontay Wilder.
Yes. When he did the intros for that massive boxing match, I was like, holy shit, look at our boy go. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, Brock Lesnar's going over. It'd make no sense for Bobby Lashley to win. It just doesn't make any sense. So the only logical thing is Brock.
Well, it would make sense if Bobby wins, Lesnar wins the Rumble and challenges Roman. Which is possible. Just a couple years ago, Byron knows Becky Lynch with Asuka.
She did.
I'm gonna make that bet right now.
I don't know if I'd make the bet, but it literally just happened with Becky 3 years ago.
No, if they're going to do Brock versus Roman at Mania, it's going to be title for title. That's the only way they're going to do that.
I kind of feel that way now too.
You think they're doing title for title now?
They could if they have Brock win, or some calamity bullshit, whatever Vince wants, Vince Nick gets, or Nick Khan for that fact. So if they're going to do it, it's going to be title for title. Roman goes over. You're going to unify your tag team, or not your tag team, your championships. And you're going to go back in the day, like 2012, 2013, when we had Raw Super Show, where you had your Raw and your SmackDown roster together, and they're just going to run it, where you're really not going to have a brand at that, where you're not going to have two separate brands. You're just going to have two different shows.
But then they split that up, and then here we are. Like they try that every couple of years, and then it gets split up in the end.
Yeah, but here we are. We're due to go back.
I also think they can't do that because of the whole Fox deal. I feel like
Fox doesn't like Raw.
Okay with that.
Doesn't matter.
That's why there's a reason Fox has Roman Reigns, Charlotte, and then they still have Brock Lesnar coming there, even though he's Raw's champion. They pay more.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, for the matches we did, Edge and Beth Phoenix, from a betting perspective, is minus 500. And the Miz and Maurice are the underdogs with plus 300. And then Brock Lesnar is a favorite, minus 250. And Bobby Lashley is the underdog with plus 170. Becky Lynch is the favorite with a minus 1,200. And dude, that's bad. And Piper is an underdog with a plus 750.
Dude, screw it. If I could legally bet in Ohio and make a sports bet, I'd put it down on I'd throw $5 on Dewdrop just in case he swerved me, bro.
That's true.
In case we get Vince Russo, I'd throw $5 on it. What the hell does it matter?
It'll be interesting. I know it's like a couple years too late, but both are still in physically, especially Bobby. He's in really good shape, and like that dude can still go. Like he's been doing well. I do want to also say, because now that I have this thing of like title reigns and all this stuff, even though the decade just started, the 2020s, we've had 8 champions so far in the 2020 decade. 2 times it's been Brock Lesnar, 2 times it's been Drew, 1 Randy, 1 Miz, and 1 Big E. And this is for the WWE Championship. So it's kind of crazy to think about. So we have 8, and Jacob, going back to old days, the 1980s to 1989 only had 6 champions, 6 WWE champs.
Oh,
All right.
That was the Hogan Savage, Andre Hogan, Sheik. Bob Backlund, who was a champion for 2,100 something days.
right.
No,
Lost to Big Diesel.
Oh, Jesus. Next championship match, which is very intriguing, is Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins. Roman Reigns just became the longest reigning Universal Champion of all time. Today of recording, 504 days. Actually just broke Brock Lesnar's record. Roman Reigns is the first full-time, part-time champion I've ever seen in my life. Where my man shows up to every SmackDown but does not wrestle. Like, this is a new breed. Jacob, what are you thinking about this? Because as Seth Rollins says, death, taxes, Seth beating Roman every time.
yeah, no one's beating Roman right now. If it's not Mania and or SummerSlam, he's not losing. So Roman's going over. What was the Vegas odds on that?
Roman is a minus 250 and Seth is a plus 170.
That's way closer than I would ever give them credit for. But that being said,
Yeah.
I'm not betting against the tribal chief. I don't like him. I don't like the storyline. I don't like anything about it. Therefore, we're going with Roman.
You don't care. That's every time. Every time, though, I think the Romans always had been the favorite against Seth, and then Seth has pulled it out.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, but he hasn't faced this Roman.
That's true. Fair enough. That's
This Roman's different than every other Roman because this Roman has got his shiny new teeth and tribal chief, and I don't know.
Has a Usos interference.
Yeah, I mean,
every time, man.
it's, and let's be real. I was thinking about this earlier. The person who beats Roman, I would be so pissed off if it was a Seth Rollins. You have
If it was or it wasn't.
I'd be super pissed if Seth ends up taking the title off Roman. I'd be extremely pissed because you've now built Roman. He's now the longest champion in modern day history.
Mm-hmm.
If here's your opportunity to build the next massive star, is who beats Roman?
Yep.
Because if you give it to anyone who's like, this is where you take a mid-carder and let them shine. You have to start building stars. You can't keep going with the same people. You can't go with your Seth Rollins, your Kevin Owens, your Drew McIntyre's. Like you really build someone new. We need someone new. We need someone cool. You can't go.
I mean, me personally, I always thought it should have been Finn Balor beating him. Not at like that pay-per-view we went to, but like now. That would have
should have been Cesaro. At the end of the day, it should have been Cesaro.
They did it too early.
Yeah.
They did Demon Finn too early. You haven't really seen, like, that was terrible. So, Byron, what do you think about this match?
I
know Seth's going to put on a show.
I mean, they're both going to put on a show with just what they do. They have great ring chemistry, but I don't see Roman losing this match.
I don't either. But like Jacob said, Vegas, this is close.
But Vince is known to have a shocker every once in a while.
True.
So who knows?
So let's go to the Royal Rumble matches, where it's going to be the most of the talking. We'll start off with the women's. A long time ago, I don't know what podcast we all did together, but we were talking about the 4 horsewomen or the field for the Rumble. And we all said...
That was probably our first Rumble podcast we did together.
Probably. And it's like, hey, you have a better chance betting with the 4 horsewomen and Asuka than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, Sasha Banks is hurt. She'll be out 6 to 8 weeks. And I'm going to be honest with Sasha, too. I thought she was going to win. That was who I was going to pick before she got hurt. Mm-hmm. But now I'm starting to think, I don't know if WWE is going to have Sasha for long. She is extremely mainstream now.
Yeah.
Like, she's there doing the college football playoff intro for the championship. She's already on The Mandalorian, which whenever that starts filming, she's going to go back to that. Like, she is very popular right now. And once Hollywood or whatever starts calling for more stuff, they might lose her, which goes back to Jacob's thing. Like, if they lose, you're going to need stars, because Sasha's the one who always, she's like the Eddie Guerrero of the Four Horsewomen. She always does the great matches and puts the person over.
Mm-hmm.
So,
very good point. Very good point.
So now with her out, the field gets less Four Horsewomen. And do you want to hear which I think they probably, I don't know, they think she's going to come back. She ain't coming back by then. She's not like Super Singer. Do you want to hear the betting favorites, the top 5?
Yes.
Sure. I know Charlotte's in there because why the freak is she in the Royal Rumble match? But whatever.
Number 1, plus 400. The L7C's very own Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Plus 450. The Four Horsewomen member making her return, Bailey.
Okay.
Then they had plus 800 tied. I think this is before she got hurt. They had Sasha and Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
So they were tied for third. Fourth place, plus 900. Columbus, Ohio's own Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
And then you had plus 1,000. Raquel the Bland Gonzalez. Shout out to Jacob Mason.
Randy McClanderson. Hey, you know what? Say what you want. We said it. I will gladly talk all the shit in the world about her, but she did something really cool at War Games, and I gave her praise that she did one of my favorite spots in War Games.
You did?
That's the top 5. And then outside the top 5, plus 1,200 Charlotte, plus 1,400 Paige. This is a real good one. Plus,
Paige?
Yeah.
Well, there's some rumors that she's going to come back.
And here's some good value right here for the betting. I feel like I'm Justin on the NFL podcast. Both plus 1,600. Liv Morgan and returning Asuka.
Okay. First off, I get Asuka because she hasn't been seen. I even remember the last time we saw her. But they don't give a fuck about Liv Morgan. You get like the last 6 months, you could literally see she's over with the crowds.
She's improved a lot.
She's improved a lot. She's had some good matches, but Vince does not give a fuck about Liv Morgan.
Like she's been hitting this move on the turnbuckles that I've been really liking.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has improved. I mean, Byron, we saw her live at the pay-per-view, and she was in the opening, like the I don't even know.
The pre-show match.
Pre-show match against Carmella. Crowd was loving it.
The crowd loved her. She is so over with the crowd. Like everyone wants to see her become champion, and I don't know if she ever will.
I don't. Yes, true. Especially with the people around. Then you had like Shayna and Io Shirai plus 2,000, Ronda Rousey plus 25, Mandy Rose.
Ronda?
Yeah, plus 25. Mandy Rose plus 33. The last person they have listed on here is Summer Rae plus 25,000.
I'd throw $1 on that all day. I would throw $1 on that so quickly. Why the hell not?
So I do think Bianca Belair is going to be in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to change my mind when I get closer to seeing who's, because we also have to think of COVID now, like how that can mess up. Which if Vince knows who he wants to win, I don't know if I'd have him on TV. I'd have him in a bubble somewhere.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. Bianca Belair repeating, it's not far-fetched.
It's not, but I don't think they'll have her win back to back like Steve Austin.
But Bailey, I don't know if she's going to be healed in time. I'm kind of.
Dave Meltzer reports early February.
Ooh, that means she'd miss it. She'd miss it by a week.
Yeah, but we don't know.
Honestly, I am liking that plus 900 with Alexa Bliss. I honestly think she should win the Royal Rumble. You reestablish her.
Mm-hmm.
She already has hate for Charlotte, so you already have that money. You have that match ready.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte ripped her doll. We saw it live. She was thinking about a therapy thing. You have the match right there. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss goes over at Mania. She's back to being the goddess Alexa Bliss.
Will they give her the
it's good
goddess
odds plus 900? You can make some cash.
You can make some cash, but like, will they give her the goddess role?
I think you got to give her everything you can to beat Charlotte.
Maybe she gets new found dark powers.
On the whole, bring back Bray.
What do you got, Jacob?
Where was Mickie James in all this? Where's she at? That's what I want to know.
Ooh, there's actually another person I just went past who could win too. Mickie James, a plus 6,600.
Okay. Which, man, let's talk about that for a second. Mickie James.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Your TNA Knockouts champion.
Champion right now, currently, right now.
Right now. Mickie James, for those who do not remember, was the one who got all her shit in a trash bag when WWE canned her ass.
Six-time women's champion.
Offering her a bunch of money right now for her to come back because I don't think they have enough people.
They don't.
So, I mean, Martin, you blew up about it. They literally said TNA Knockouts champion Mickie James will be in the Rumble.
Absolutely. And it's the thing I really blew up about it too. Like, I was literally just there, like, about to play, like, get my controller and like start playing some video games. And they're like, oh yeah. Then I was drinking some water and then I saw Mickie James. I spat. I was like, what? And it's a fact too that then Pat McAfee promoted TNA. I mean, yeah, their pay-per-view that was coming up that Mickie was in. I'm like, this is not the same WWE I just knew like 2 hours ago. They would never do this. And with Mickie, obviously money's a factor, but she's made all the money she's ever wanted. I mean, wrestling and all that stuff. With that 66, now I'm looking at her name like, she can't be someone who gets eliminated early. Like, she could, but can you imagine a WrestleMania TNA champ versus Charlotte?
Champion versus champion. I mean, she's expressed in the past how much she wants to wrestle Charlotte.
Yeah, she actually just had a tweet about it like a couple days ago.
You want to talk about something that blow the freaking roof off?
Have her win.
Yeah, I mean, if WWE wants to really do some really cool Forbidden Door shit, there you go. But what I found really cool about this, I didn't know this till 4 days ago. This is the first time since 1994 that WWE has worked with another company in the Rumble and have promoted said company and talked about said company, because in 94 they were working with All Japan Pro Wrestling and they had a couple wrestlers in the Rumble and they were like, oh, from All Japan, so and so and so and so. Since
you just brought that up, when you guys listen to our WrestleMania 7 thing, people don't know WWE used to work with outside promotions all the time. We actually just talked about that on our WrestleMania 7 thing, where they had people from Japan and they were promoting the Tokyo Dome and pay-per-views. And it literally said like, oh yeah, they borrowed them from Japan in an exchange promoting the Tokyo View. And me and Jacob talk about that podcast about what made them go away from that. And are we starting to see that shift again? Because they used to do it all the time.
That was such a smooth transition, buddy. Like, I'm really proud of you right now, Mark.
I'm just a moderator. I'm just a moderator. Again,
damn good shit,
I'm just a moderator of the L7C, man. I need a shirt. Like Heyman's the advocate. I'm a moderator.
I'm just a moderator.
But Mickie James plus 66. That's some good money. Another person who there's actually a whole bunch of plus 66. Because we've talked about this being a Vince wet dream thing. Plus 66, Lacey Evans. That's a good one.
Shit, I forgot about her.
She was supposed to beat Asuka before she got pregnant.
Yeah,
she was at last year's WrestleMania.
Oh, that storyline was awful.
Oh, thanks, Ric Flair.
Like, okay, I don't know about winner. If you had to throw in your final four, who are you throwing in right now?
Charlotte, because again, why the fuck is she in the Rumble when she has a championship
every year?
Definitely in the final four. I'm going to say Bianca.
Okay, I like.
I want to say Mickey because of the whole Forbidden Door thing, and it will be really shitty event if she got eliminated early.
Oh, but then again, we saw it 2015 Philadelphia, Daniel Bryan.
I know, I was going to bring that up. So in order for him to correct that, she has to at least last until like the final 5 or 6. Who's my last? I don't know. That fourth one is hard.
It'd be a lot easier.
The fourth one could be the eventual winner.
It'd be a lot easier if Bayley and Sasha Banks were going to be able to be in it.
Yes. If Bayley returns, I'm going to put her in the final 4.
Okay. Jacob?
All right, Martin. Look, I don't know if you still got it up. Where's Shayna Baszler on the great odds right now?
Oh, I got the odds, my man.
I forgot about her too.
Shayna Baszler plus 2,000.
All right. Okay. My final 4. Mickey James, Rhea Ripley, which I think Rhea Ripley's going to get thrown out by Nikki ASH. I think they're going to continue that storyline. So I think it'll be like she'll be so close to throwing over and winning, and here comes Nikki and screw you. But so Shayna, Rhea, Mickey James, and screw it. I like your idea of Alexa Bliss. So let's throw Alexa Bliss in there too. But I think it would be. I'm so sick of seeing the same thing. We always bitch about seeing the same thing, so I'm trying to change things up still. And I do like the Alexa Bliss idea that you threw out there. I think that'd be cool. You have a storyline built in. That'd make sense. I want to see something completely off the rails. I want to see the submission magician Shayna Baszler go over.
That would be a great way to bring her back, especially to the death-killing Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, NXT Shayna Baszler, who was a bad bitch.
When she first came to Raw, she almost killed Liv Morgan.
She took out everyone in the Elimination Chamber. She should have. That's the thing, too. She should have beat Becky at WrestleMania. She should have. And Becky was pregnant, so like, why don't you just drop the title to her? But Becky dropped it to Asuka, like on that weird stuff or whatever.
When they brought Shayna up, remember they did that. I bit Becky, and she was bleeding. Yeah. She's a vampire, stupid ass angle. God, I was like, that's so bad, so terrible.
But Byron, I would say being a champion in the Royal Rumble, I mean, it's happened before. I mean, it just happened with
Brock,
and he put on a show.
He did,
and then Drew eliminated, and the pop when Drew eliminated him, we all went crazy.
We did. However, I don't think they would do that to Charlotte because
Brock does more business than Charlotte, which I can't believe that sentence just came out of my mouth. That Brock Lesnar does better business than
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
You are not wrong. Like he's lost his championship to Seth a couple times, lost it to Roman, so he does put people over.
He's lost it to Drew in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He let Drew eliminate him. He let Goldberg beat him in a minute. Like Brock Lesnar does business.
He does business. Charlotte, on the other hand, does not. I can name you on one hand like how many people should have beat Charlotte, but did not. I can name you 2 recent ones.
And
Nikki ASH.
And before that was terrible. And that one, Byron, I'm gonna take. We could argue all the time. I'm more mad about that one than Bobby's. I can't let that one go. That was bad.
That was terrible. Literally, there was no reason she should have won that triple threat.
And she made Nikki tap. At least Big E didn't tap.
That's true.
Nikki tapped at SummerSlam.
Yeah, they could have had Rhea tap instead of Nikki ASH. Protect your champion.
That's where the L7C, especially Jacob, called how we're gonna have the Rhea, Asuka, Charlotte ring around the Rosie forever till someone sits out, and then Asuka had to sit out. She hasn't been seen in a minute, and then it was just Rhea and Charlotte the whole time. Then you throw in Nikki ASH winning the Money in the Bank, cashing in. No, you're not a worthy champion. Gets the SummerSlam. Taps out. Doesn't even get a rematch. You're just like, you were just a pop. See you later.
It is what got me is when they were doing the promotions for SummerSlam and like Nikki's picture was like the smallest thing on the promotion.
As a champ.
As a champ.
That's how you already knew. And she didn't even come out last.
No,
she in her triple threat, she didn't even come out last. But Jacob, that's bold not taking Charlotte because Charlotte, I think Charlotte's been eliminated by the champion the winner each time.
Except for that year she won it.
Let's be completely honest. Charlotte will 9 times out of 10 be in the Final Four. I'm just saying, fuck it. Let's just throw something out there that's different and fun. And that's not Charlotte because fuck Charlotte.
So
no, I agree.
With the because if the horsewomen were in there, it would have been Bayley, Sasha, easy. But now I'm putting Alexa in the Final Four. I'm having faith in her, and we're probably all going to change these probably, unless COVID. I like Shayna. I'm going to put Shayna. That's 2.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to put Mickie James. That's 3. Do they copy? I think because I don't know. I think sometimes fans remember storylines better than the freaking writers. If they want to continue this hateful storyline, my other 4th would be Lacey Evans and Charlotte's 5th, and Lacey eliminates Charlotte.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
So you got Mickie, Alexa, Shayna, and Lacey. That's a new Final Four. No horsewomen. One, I can't. She's a legend. Mickie James is a legend, but she's a current champ somewhere else. So that would get some buzz because you'd have a new winner.
Mm-hmm.
Now, out of that final, I like Alexa, but now I'm thinking Lacey, man, because she was going to be champ.
Yeah, but no. Here's why you're not going to see that. Because Vince is still going to be pissed off. At the end of the day, like, damn it, you got pregnant by Ric Flair of all people, and you ruined my storyline. You bitch. You ain't getting close to that title. She ain't getting close to the tag titles. She ain't getting close to shit. If she comes back, the only thing she's closer to is getting kicked out of the WWE. That's the only thing she's closer to is her pink slip.
Well, he has a point. Vince does like to fire people.
It'll be interesting, but I'm liking right now. I like Alexa Bliss at plus 900 because people forget she actually used to be on like the 4 horsewomen in them's freaking level. Like she's like a 5-time champ.
We don't forget. WWE does.
That's true. Byron, out of your Final Four, who would you pick?
Out of my Final Four?
Mm-hmm. We still got the dudes to do, and that's going to be I think the dudes might be worse than the girls.
I said Mickie, Charlotte, Bianca, and Bayley.
Yeah.
Honestly, out of those 4, I'm going to say Bayley if she returns, but that may not be my final winner.
Got you. Jacob?
I would want Shayna Baszler to win.
Mm-hmm.
But out of my Final Four, it would have to be Alexa Bliss, would be the closest person to winning. It would be my number 2 pick out of my top 4, but yeah, so if I had to put money on it, I'd have to put it on Alexa.
Okay. Woo, that's a good one. All right. Well, now we're going to go to the men's. The men's is interesting. I'm going to read you guys these odds, which Kevin Owens doesn't even have an odds thing. He has a lock.
Really?
Like they think he is going to win. It's a lock.
Huh.
Which I'm puzzled. Second, they have Brock Lesnar and Big E tied for plus 350. Drew McIntyre before he got hurt, plus 750. Roman Reigns plus 1,000. Jacob's pick from 2000 to end the year, The Rock at plus 1,200. AJ's plus 1,200. Omos plus 1,400. Bobby plus 16. Seth plus 18. And Finn is plus 2,000. And if you want to hear of any other names on there, just let me know. I'll see if they're on there. I'll give you their odds.
Where's Cesaro?
Ooh, let us.
How'd you know? Good job asking, Byron, because I'm curious.
Cesaro is
my
a
boy at?
plus. Cesaro is a plus 5,000, and he is tied with Tommaso Ciampa.
All right then.
Jacob, you said it has to be someone like Cesaro. This would be the moment.
Yeah, but I gotta stick with past me. I'm sticking with Rock.
You're sticking with the past.
If someone, not saying it's right, not saying it's cool. The other thing I would change is I don't think The Rock would beat Roman.
No.
I don't think that's going to happen. But let's be real. You want to sell out AT&T Stadium? You put The Rock in there. He's going to sell tickets. He's going to put asses in seats. So that's how you do it. And I said that last year, that The Rock is going to win WrestleMania.
But now you're
And if
changing.
he ain't winning it this year, he's certainly winning it next year.
Well, next year's WrestleMania is the one supposed to be in Hollywood, right?
Yep. So either Cena and or Rock is going over in that.
Oh, Cena's a little bit too busy, man. So is Dwayne.
Right now, but maybe next year.
They fired his cousin without cause. I don't know, man.
Oh,
yeah. I'm going Rock. But here, answer me this. Where's Nakamura? What's his Vegas odds?
He's injured though.
He still has odds, plus 66. Who was a Royal Rumble winner? I picked him the year he won.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I had the best reaction to that.
Oh, man. So, Byron, what are you thinking about with this guy's one, man?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Like, they threw a swerve last year and had Edge win, and I thought Daniel Bryan was going to have one last chance, and they said, nah, you're good.
I picked Daniel Bryan because of Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob convinced me on the podcast. Like, he gave that speech. I'm like, oh, you know what? He's right. I'm picking him.
I can cut a hell of a promo when I want to.
So we're doing Final Four?
Yeah, do your Final Four. Or if you want to know anyone else's odds.
Does anybody else want to know odds for? Do you already say Randy Orton's odds?
Oh, that's a good plus 25. And that dude always is in near the finals.
Yeah.
Where's Walter?
That's a good one.
Plus 4,000.
Okay.
That's a good. You could do a Walter versus Brock.
That would be a good match.
And
Brock would do business and let him.
Oh yeah, Brock would do business, and it'd be a hell of a match. That would actually get me excited for WrestleMania right there.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. Holy shit! Just L7C, man, miracle bookers over here.
We come with some good matches. My Final Four, Randy, because it's Randy. I'm going to say AJ Styles. Who are they trying to push?
Exactly.
Omos
does have good odds. Plus 14, right behind AJ.
That's true. I want to say Big E.
Okay.
And then my fourth spot would be... I don't know. This is tough.
Jacob, do you have a four besides Rock?
No. So Rock... Throw everything else out the window, but Rock, Walter, Kevin Owens,
okay,
and I don't know. I'd say Omos, but you already got a big guy in Walter.
Right.
Some
one of
people
those
have
guys that
Braun
get
Strowman
eliminated
and Samoa
early.
Joe coming back.
Okay. Okay, first off, if they bring my man Samoa Joe back and fire him, we're going to have a problem. You cannot fire this man 3 times in 1 year.
Yes, you can.
I mean, you can, but you shouldn't.
Hey, whatchamacallit? Samoa Joe has the same odds as Sheamus, Walter, Xavier Woods, Sami Zayn, and Bray Wyatt.
Who else can you throw in there? So Rock, Walter, Kevin Owens, and
Cesaro.
oh, fuck it. Let's throw Cesaro in there. Where's Johnny Knoxville end up at?
Johnny Knoxville has better odds. Well, he's a plus 10,000 tied with Stone Cold, Undertaker, Mick Foley, Shane McMahon.
He's in with some legends in that.
And then plus 25,000 is Vince.
Vince.
Damn. You know what? Yeah, I guess those 4. I really don't know. I just still think it's going to be The Rock. Yeah, going forward.
So I got Big E. I think Big E is going to be one of the final 2. So that's 1. I'm going to throw Randy in there because that dude is always somehow in the final 4. I'm going to put, I don't think Kevin, I don't know why they have Kevin as like a lock. Like that is strange.
Would either of you guys guess Kevin Owens would be a lock?
No,
not at all.
I thought. What's the odds though? Like, what's the?
There's no odds. It's literally just a lock.
Oh, so it's just yes or no. It's just a pick 'em.
Yeah.
Oh,
Basically.
Oh, I take that. Yeah, I'd bet against that all day.
Like I'm like, shoot, a lock? Like you don't even have a lock on like Roman and Brock's thing in their matches. Like, geez.
That's insane. What does Vegas know that we don't?
I know, and Vegas takes the Rumble serious. Like, I'll never forget the year Vegas had Randy Orton winning the Rumble. Like, why would Randy win? And then he ended up winning in like 2017. I was shocked.
Well, maybe Kevin Owens is going to win then.
You could have Kevin versus Brock because he already did the Roman thing. Roman almost killed him, literally. Like, was driving that car, like that cart thing.
Roman almost killed him. Wow. Yeah.
And maybe because he did sign that new contract and we all thought he was going to peace out. So usually, like we thought Cesaro was going to peace out and he signed this new contract and
they didn't do shit with him.
They true. But I'm going to take Big E, Kevin, Randy. I'm going to take a different one. Finn Balor.
I got my 4th.
Who is it?
Damian Priest.
Ooh, he is right underneath Finn Balor plus 2,200. Shoot, if Bad Bunny helps him, shit, I might pick him too.
True.
So you have Rock winning out of yours, Jacob. Byron, who would you have winning out of yours?
So I have Randy, AJ, Big E, and Damian. I am going to go Big E because, redemption.
I agree. I am actually going to take Big E right now. I would be ecstatic if Big E won. I'd be ecstatic if Kevin won because those would be two. Like the men's one's always interesting. Like I haven't. Like they pick interesting things. You have Edge and Randy there. Austin Theory has plus 25, but I feel like that's way too soon for him. I like Walter. Jacob bring up Walter is really good. Cesaro would be now or never.
Never.
Yeah, we've been saying that for years, so whatever.
I will take the never on those betting odds.
That's fair. Jacob, why didn't you go with your boy Happy Corbin?
Why didn't I go Happy Corbin? I really wouldn't call him my boy, but I do like how he protects his moves.
Yeah.
So
plus 66.
No, I don't see him in the final four. Shit. You know what? He could win it because I think he got buried by Cena when he was supposed to cash in years ago. I think it'd be different. I wouldn't guess to see Corbin win, but I went Happy Corbin. I went or poor Corbin. I miss broke ass Baron Corbin. That was the best Baron Corbin of all time. And he was getting over, and they had to change that shit.
He was.
His Instagram, like, I had that stuff on a see first basis. So I'm either watching him like smoke brisket or act for it and beg for food in Vegas. I loved it.
Okay. All right. Hey, Byron, now this is one of Byron's guys. Plus 66, Pete Dunne.
That's my guy. I would be so happy if Pete Dunne won, but they're not going to do that because they don't know how to push future stars.
He was on main event though. Him and Ciampa were on main event.
They were. Even though Ciampa said he never wanted to go to the main roster, but
I wonder why.
True. Well, either way, you stay in NXT, you're probably going to get fired. You go up to WWE, you're probably going to get fired. So
it's like
I guess make the most money you can before you get fired.
Have you guys seen any of Cena's, like, because Cena's been obviously going around to everything because he's promoting Peacemaker. Have you seen his comments when people ask him about like the releases and stuff? He feels bad, man.
I'm glad he has a heart.
He said WWE when he was like 05 to like 016, which I agree. He said they used to only do biannual, like cuts only twice a year. And then like they stopped doing, because if you think about it, this mass release stuff has been relatively new.
Yeah. Like, I think the last time they had like a mass release like this was like 06. When like Chris Masters and all of them got let go.
Mm-hmm. Like he's like, it should only be twice a year. That was it. And WWE just stopped, and now they're doing all this stuff. He's like, but Ben, I feel for him. When I heard him talking like that, I was just like, yeah, because if you think back, Byron, if you think about when we were watching WrestleManias in the apartments, one person would get like released a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was it.
Let's be real. He don't give two fucks about all the people getting released.
I feel like John Cena does, though.
No, he 100% doesn't. And I'll explain to you why here.
Okay.
If John Cena genuinely gave a shit, because he's got plenty of money. Money's not the issue at this point. But he came back to the WWE at SummerSlam to make an absolute metric shitload of money. And he made a ton.
The company more money for themselves.
And the company made more money than he got paid. So if he actually gave a shit, wouldn't he, I don't know, have a talk with Vince or have a talk with, I don't know, in a contract or some sort of shit? If he actually genuinely cared, he would be vividly against it, call the bullshit what it is, or he wouldn't have showed up at SummerSlam.
First off,
he's all about making that money, which I'm fine with, but don't play both sides of the shit.
I will say one thing. Who was the person on the L7C who told John Cena not to come to SummerSlam because he was going to do them? He was doing WWE a favor and not himself.
That was you, buddy. 100% you.
I literally, you could pull the podcast, which one I said at the end of my remarks, I said, John, don't come. Don't do these clowns a favor because you're going to sell out whatever building. And Lord and behold, that SummerSlam was the most profitable of all freaking time. My other thing with him, though, is like, I guess now with like, how much pull do you think these people have now? That you, like, they're Stone Cold, Undertaker. They talk about the releases. They're not going to go like how much is Vince listing them? I don't even know much Vince anymore because they have their connection to Vince. Yeah. Tony Khan doesn't have a connection to these people.
Nick Khan.
He's the one doing the firings.
Nick,
I'm sorry, Tony. I said Tony. The Khan brothers now. But yeah, Nick has no connection to them. None of them.
No.
Right, but
and I will also say with John, this is the same dude who donated $1 million each to Shad's funeral and Black Lives Matter. Just saying, this is that dude that you're saying bullshit on.
Yeah, I'm still calling bullshit on. Still call bullshit.
Which also rest in peace to Shad, that did just pass. So
yeah, 1 year anniversary.
1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
That was another hot topic on the L7C, how he didn't win that award.
Yeah.
The Warrior, what was it? The Warrior,
Warrior whatever award that.
Yeah, that whole thing is
that Titus, who does
shit.
do good shit. He does really good shit, but that should have been Chat that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm just so sick of WWE screwing over people, and yet here we are still talking about WWE
screwing over people.
You know, I was thinking about that too, with why we get really amped up when people get fired. And then sometimes you have to remember that it's a business, but it's the only like business show that when your people get released, you get super mad about. Because people get like released on all shows like that we watch like all the time, and you never get pissed. But when one of your top wrestlers that you like get released, you are ready to fight Vince in the street, bare knuckles.
Yes.
It's so weird because you forget it's a show and it's a business.
Yeah, at the same time, you still get pissed off when your favorite football team, or your favorite baseball team, or hockey team, or whoever, or your sports team, let someone go.
Yeah.
And you go, what the hell are we doing? Allah, I'm a Pittsburgh Pirate fan. I've watched them trade any good player we've had, get rid of them for the past 21 years and just constantly screw us over. So it especially sucks with WWE because it's not like you got traded or you got let go. It's you got fired and you ain't got a job.
And you've ever been fired. That's the thing. It's public.
Or laid off.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that sucks. So I feel for those people. Don't get me wrong. Those people still, if they're smart, they would have worked their money right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still, I don't care. That's a job that you've worked your ass off for, and you're getting let go because of bullshit.
Yeah, I think more so for me is that
they say it's budget cuts, and it's not budget cuts because they're making more money than they ever have.
Yes, that is the main. That is the main reason why I get upset when anyone from the WWE has gotten released for the past couple of years. One is during the pandemic when like people were losing their jobs, like normal people were losing their jobs left and right, because like normal companies didn't have the budget that WWE does. Second is because they literally just made $1 million or $1 billion selling the network to Peacock and NBC. And then third is because they keep giving the bullshit reason it's because of budget cuts. Like, you just literally made $1 billion. What do you mean you don't have a budget? Like, that is what gets me upset with the most with WWE.
No, I agree. The budget cut line, that needs to stop. And I understand, like, when Cino's talk about the buy cuts, I understand, too, with the releasing because you don't have stuff for people. And, like, when we talk about AEW and stuff, AEW, there's a whole bunch of people there that since with these new signings, you have not seen wrestling forever.
That's true.
Like, that's going to happen to them, too. Like, I forgot who was talking about the women's division. I mean, I think just because Britt Baker is a hell of a lot more likable than Charlotte, and she's not like a 16-time person's daughter, but Britt Baker wins all the time too.
Yeah, sure. There's a couple that I wanted her to lose to.
I thought she should have lost to Ruby. Not gonna lie.
I thought she should have lost to Tay Conti.
But they're still more like family oriented for like the wrestlers and all stuff. They haven't like, oh, this is a business. Like, yeah. I feel like WWE they're just strict, like, this is a business, like, yeah, we'll promote you, blah, blah, blah. But once we're done, we're done.
Yeah.
AEW, I couldn't imagine if he was in WWE, Dean Ambrose saying, hey, I need to leave because of like alcohol issues while he's in like a big picture thing. Not this current one. Maybe a couple years ago when like Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton were having like issues. Mm-hmm. That Vince, yes. This current one with Khan and Bruce Pritchard and all them, and freaking Kevin Dunsbuck tooth ass. No. Oh, I'm on the Jim Cornette train with him. I hate him.
Yeah, this current Vince would have fired Dean Ambrose or John Moxley as soon as he said he needed time away, like he did with Nia Jax.
Look how he did his son-in-laws. Like, NXT, which actually, since you're on, Byron, we have in February, I think the only pod we have the Royal Rumble when we review it. We're also going to do like a rise and fall, like how NXT has just changed. So you want to hop on that one.
Okay.
So we're also going to have a special guest on that too. But yeah, man, it's just crazy just seeing Cena do all these things and everyone's asking about WWE. But this is also the same dude when he was on Larry King. I'll never forget because I was like, why am I watching Larry King? I was like, oh, John's on. But the first question he asked, he's like, so what's up with CM Punk? I'm like, what the hell? Like, one, if John knows, he's not going to tell you. He's like, well, why don't you try and interview CM Punk? Oh, he's not returning calls. So it's like, it's when CM Punk, everyone was like, is he gone from WWE? Is he not? Like, that type of thing. But I don't know, man. Like, every time I just remember him posting like a semi-tribute to Johnny Gargano when he was done.
Johnny wrestling. I'm going to miss that guy.
I mean, he'll probably sign AEW soon if he wants
Probably.
to. I don't think he'll sign to a wrestling thing until after his kid's born.
Oh, for sure not. Because
that's all this is. I still think he's signed with that NXT. Put the tinfoil hats on, boys. I still think he signed that NXT.
I mean, the way
I think he's like, hey, I need some time off so I can spend some time with my wife and kid. I'll be back later, and we'll just figure out whatever.
The way he was written off the show, it kind of feels like he still has a contract.
Dude, they talked about it so much. They didn't talk about Kyle O'Reilly.
That's true.
They didn't talk about his contract going up. They just talked about Johnny Gargano. And then, because Johnny Gargano is selling T-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees right now, which is the same shit Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have done in the past whenever they've gotten let go.
True.
Yeah, he's still signed with NXT. I don't care what anyone says. Where's the Vegas odds on that, Martin?
On Johnny?
Yeah, is Johnny Gargano in it?
That Braun Breaker, Ricochet.
Oh, fuck Braun Breaker.
No, they do not have Johnny on there.
Wow.
The future WWE champ, Braun Breaker. You put respect on his name.
I'm not putting respect on shit. He becomes a Steiner, then sure, I might talk about him then. But until that time, Braun Breaker with 2 Ks because it's edgy. Kiss my ass.
Anything else on this Royal Rumble one? These are always fun.
I don't think if there's any major news that we haven't covered.
Okay. Why? Oh, let's talk about it here, boys. Johnny Knoxville is in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Why the hell is Johnny Knoxville in the Royal Rumble, other than the fact he's trying to promote Jackass the movie? But WWE is a kid product motivated towards children. I mean, I know we're like 30-year-old guys talking about it, but that's irrelevant. But this is all a kids product, family product, and we're promoting an R-rated movie, which we've all seen Jackass. I wouldn't let a kid watch that. Holy shit. That's the first one.
Right.
Like, don't be a bully, be a star, and half of your storylines is someone being a bully.
Oh boy.
I don't understand why the hell. Whose dumbass idea was this?
Bruce Pritchard. I don't know.
I
pick a name.
Bruce, but again, it's a celebrity of the time. Every Royal Rumble, WrestleMania celebrity, promote, yada yada, keep it moving. He's probably going to eliminate Sami Zayn too. So
probably
bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. But whatever. Okay. No, I got something else for you boys. Unless anybody else got anything else to say about Johnny Knoxville.
No, I agree with you. I mean, he's only here I don't know why he's here to promote Jackass 4 when they literally just came out and dogged AEW for having a bloody women's match. But, it's WWE. They'll say whatever to get ratings or do whatever to get ratings.
Who's going to be our surprise entrance this year, boys?
Ronda Rousey.
She's not coming back. You remember how she literally turned on the fans because they turned on her?
Because she's soft. Let's just stop right. She's soft.
Hold on,
she's softer than cotton tissue.
WSP.
I forget
Soft?
the term. She's a front runner. See, now, oh my God. She's a front runner. Life is good for her when she's winning. But when she's getting her ass whooped or getting booed, life ain't good for her.
I agree.
But I think Ronda Rousey, so whatever. I mean,
I feel like, I don't know who, but for
Corey
the
Graves.
Men, that's true. Corey Graves. He has been medically cleared to wrestle. But for
shit to see Corey Graves,
I mean, people like you, indie happy fans will.
I don't give a shit about seeing Corey Graves.
Some people love the dude. Wrestling.
I mean, I've never seen him wrestle, so I can't say one way or another. But from a Forbidden Door standpoint, I feel like they're gonna have someone on the men's side come from like one of the promotions. I don't know who, but I feel like someone.
Since you just said that, Byron, from a Forbidden Doors side, I had to look. Someone who is not on here, I feel like she should sponsor the L7C. Jacob, get on contacting her. Tessa Blanchard has no odds right now.
Oh, shit. My girl.
Is our Tessa Blanchard?
Is it finally time?
Oh, God. Fuck it. Change everything. Final four is all Tessa. The winner's Tessa. Everything's Tessa.
Tessa versus Charlotte Flair for the title. Ooh, that's money.
It is money.
Where's please tell me Lana has odds somewhere.
No, she's not listed.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Anything else, guys? Jacob, you said you had one more thing, or Byron, you said you had one more thing?
I think I'm good at this point. I'll speed enough bullshit.
No, I think I'm good. I don't have any other news.
All right. Well, guys, thank you everyone for listening to our Royal Rumble preview. These are always fun, as I said. Thank you, Byron and Jacob, for being on. Royal Rumble is January 29th. It is on a Saturday, which I guess what they're changing to make things more eventy. Someone maybe in the front office like, hey, if we're going to have stuff till midnight like the UFC, we probably shouldn't have them on Sunday when people have to go to work.
I mean, that does make sense, but I like my Sunday wrestling pay-per-view.
I do too. But now digging from like the standpoint, it's like, yeah, that does make sense. You could stay up later on Saturday. Shoot, when a pay-per-view's done, you could still get some drinks in and go to the bar.
True. And they will be at the AT&T Stadium, the home of the Cowboys.
But WrestleMania is part 1 and 2 this time too, but we have a long way to go. But with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Tessa Blanchard, if you do show up, remember the L7C has been promoting you for like a year and a half now, so take care of us. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.